Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. Today I am bringing you the next video for March Canning Madness. This is a month-long collaboration that's open to anyone who would like to participate throughout the month of March. Now the recipe that I decided to do today is one I had never technically made before, and yet I've made it countless times. You see, this is my friend Heather's recipe, Heather from the Kneady Homesteader. She calls it the Almost Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce. And the crazy thing about this is while I've not made her barbecue sauce before, nor have I canned it before, I have made a recipe almost identical to this for years. As a matter of fact, it's been on my website since it was the original Mrs. Mama Hen, and that was my homemade barbecue sauce. It was so funny when I first looked at her recipe and I realized, oh my goodness, it's almost exactly the same. So I knew I would love this. It started off with 4 cups of ketchup, a cup and a half of molasses, 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of dry mustard powder, a cup of apple cider vinegar, the natural kind, two tablespoons of salt, and I almost always use the Redmond real salt for just about everything I do, 2 tablespoons of ground black pepper, a tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of granulated onion, a tablespoon of granulated garlic, a tablespoon and a half of paprika, a tablespoon and a half of smoked paprika, which gives the barbecue sauce that nice smoky flavor. And then we add in 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon and a half of red pepper flakes, I'm going to stir this all together, and as you can see, I've got all of my jars washed and ready to go in my steam canner. Always inspect your edges to make sure there's no flaws in the jars. And I'm just going to let this start warming up while I finish up the sauce. So instead of the brown sugar that this usually calls for, I decided to use up some maple sugar that I had in the pantry that had been in there for quite a while. Now officially, or supposedly, maple sugar is 3 times as sweet as regular sugar. That has not been my experience. So I'm going to start off with 2 cups of this maple sugar, and I'll stir that in, let it get good and dissolved, and then I'll give it a taste. I did end up going with the 3 cups of the maple sugar to get this just right. Now I'm just going to let this all cook together for a few minutes while I wash up my lids for my canning jars. I also go ahead and wash all my canning supplies that I'm using, even though they were already clean. I like to start with freshly washed everything when it comes to canning. I'm going to heat up my lids. My jars are hot, the sauce is ready, and it's time to can this up. Now, with us being empty nesters, I do like to make a lot of my condiments and jellies and jams and things like that in the smaller jars. And so here I use 2-pint jars, and then I got out several of the 1/2-pint jars. It's just me and Mr. Smith. We don't always need a lot of barbecue sauce. So I'm jarring up this barbecue sauce to a 1/2 inch head space, which, as always, is the distance between the top of the jar and the top of the food. Give it a stir to take out any bubbles. And then I'm going to take my damp cloth here and I'm going to dip it in some white vinegar. I'm going to wipe off these jars real good. This is barbecue sauce. It's thick, it's sticky, and you want to make sure those jars are nice and clean so that nothing hinders your lids from sealing. When you clean your jar off, you always want to start with a clean spot. Now, I love using these cloths. These are actually disposable yet reusable bamboo paper towels. They are incredibly sturdy, and I'll use these over and over again. And when this cloth gets full up of spots from the barbecue sauce, I'll just wash it out in hot water and keep on going. And then when I'm finished with my canning day, I just throw it in the laundry. You can use these things many times before they wear out. And the processing time for the barbecue sauce is 20 minutes, whether you're doing it in a steam canner like I have here, or if you're using a traditional hot water bath canner. And by the way, with March Canning Madness, you have the opportunity to win one of these canners. Be sure to check out the link in the video description where you can see all of the details. Two pints and 5 1/2 pints. And those will sit here overnight. Next morning, I'm taking off all the rings, giving the lids a good tug, those jars are sealed. And you'll probably notice one of my small jars is already gone. Mr. Smith broke into it already. Now I'll just take off all these rings, test all my seals, and then those rings will not go back onto the jars. There's no need for them. After I get done washing all my jars with some warm soapy water with a splash of vinegar in there, I'll go ahead and I'll wash up those rings, let them dry, and put them away to be used again. Now in my early canning videos, I never really showed these steps, but they are important steps in the canning process. You're not really done until everything's cleaned up and put away, and that includes the jars and your rings and everything else. And this is the jar that Mr. Smith broke into already. You can see how nice and thick and rich this barbecue sauce is. This batch will last us a good little bit. Just a quick reminder that for the March Canning Madness open collaboration, those of you who are watching the videos, every video that you watch from March Canning Madness 2025 and leave a comment on, that is an entry to win your very own steam canner. Be sure to check out the playlist in the video description down below and watch and comment on all the videos. That's it for today, friends. Thanks for joining me here again at the homestead. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.